That's Aquatic Ambience from artist Kirk Wise, everybody. Thank you for listening. The Video Gamer FM. I'm your host, Casey Casey.
Thanks, Shaggy.
I really like that first thing in this slightly down.
The sunny bigger one. I can reach further, if that makes sense.
We are pretty close to starting, everybody. Just going to test a few things.
My microphone arm broke off. Okay,
Mike's like, microphone arm broke. When it broke, he broke.
Thursday. That's fine.
Ripley not being like the main character of that
There,
first movie kind of surprised me. I was like, oh, she has way less screen time than I remember. Because like, when you think Alien,
She's
she's
a last girl, right? It's a horror film.
Yeah,
so.
she's like the last girl, and that's it. And
Yeah.
she like doesn't
I mean,
show up that
she's
often.
more than like typical last girl, but still, that's kind of her main position in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and then and you said like she does that like for 2 movies, and then like the 4th one, she's like a super soldier for some reason.
Cody Clements, I'm the only person old enough to understand that reference. The song sounds like it's from a movie starring Shannon Tweed. I have not thought about Shannon Tweed since I was probably like 12 years old.
Is that a porn star?
It's like a softcore punk. Well, she probably did hardcore, but when I was young, it was like she was like softcore on Skinamax.
Sure does look like a porn star.
Sounds like that's
Wait, Gene Simmons' wife?
Oh, that sounds right.
What the hell?
That sounds right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gene Simmons. Yeah.
She just likes that tongue.
There you
Let
go.
that tongue do.
All right.
Red Shoe Diaries. Yeah. Okay, let's test this. By testing out, let's pause this. OC Remix is like thing of like, here's a bunch of pictures of music artists is my favorite thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you guys hear
Quiet.
me? Start cheering
quiet.
now!
That's really
Yeah,
better.
there it is.
That looks pretty good. I think that we sound good. Mike, give it one more shot. Tell me your favorite name.
My favorite name, I liked Dominic.
Shut
I
up.
think
It's
that's-
Mike Minotti. We know it.
Oh, yeah, Mike Minotti. Mike Minotti.
Minotti, Mike,
Minotti.
I want the good one now.
No, that's only when
No,
you're
we're
being
not
especially
giving you
annoying.
the good one on
Yeah.
demand.
Exactly.
The good one.
Okay. I think.
What is this, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Sir Reggie
Question of the
Fils-A-May.
year.
Fils-A-May? I can never remember which one.
Fils-A-May.
Fils-A-May.
I had
Hey,
it.
got it right the first time. All right. Got it one.
How do you mispronounce Jared Leto name? That's crazy. That's the whitest name I ever heard in
How
my
did I
life.
say it? I said Jared Leto. What are you talking about?
No, you say Jared Leto for some reason.
Leto, who gives
So
a shit about-
unforgivable.
Yeah, like the last name, who gives a shit? Okay.
Jared Leto.
Well, there's no D in there. I think that's one of the main reasons I don't pronounce it that way. Okay. I think we are good to get started.
I don't know what that means.
All right. If I count us in, Mike, are you good to go?
Yes.
Nice green
And-
screen, dude.
Ready?
Oh, no. All right. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
We are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, there's a new Nintendo 64 in town, and it does 4K. We know the voice of Mario and Luigi, and there will be other things. But Jeff, how are you doing?
I think I might be doing better than you. What's going on, buddy? What do you mean? You just kind of started trailing off there, one syllable at a time.
Yeah, because there was nothing else in my. We have questions from the community. I got a new friend to introduce you to, actually.
Oh, really? Okay. You about to flick me off. I feel like this is like, hey, we got a new friend, and you go, ah, fuck you, buddy.
That what you know? It's just we have an audio podcast, Jeff, so it's only fair that you describe this in detail for audio listeners as I show my new friend to you.
Absolutely. It better not be any Disney bullshit. Ah! All right, so that's Mickey Mouse and he's wearing a bunch of zippers. So somewhere Nomura is very happy because this is the Kingdom Hearts Mickey Mouse. What is his suitcase there?
Yeah, he has a suitcase. I don't know why. I don't remember that being in the item description.
What's it?
That's
What's it in the
why he
item
keeps saying the
description?
Keyblades.
That looks like one of those bags that's like popular among Disney freaks. Is it? Is that a kind of thing that Disney or are they like
Those are
backpacks?
Those are backpacks.
Okay, listen, man. I don't give a
I have
shit.
no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's great what you've got there. Nomura would be very proud.
Yeah, I got a new friend. It's good. I'm gonna just knock Quackaga off the shelf and replace him.
Oh
Probably.
yeah, Clock Egg can go to hell.
Sorry, your meme is over.
That's from
No
that
one
game you
cares
didn't
now.
even finish.
The game's not out yet, Jeff.
Oh, I'm thinking about
it's
that's right. It's from the
oh, yeah.
publisher from the game you didn't finish. There we go. That's
I was about to say, what are you talking about? No, Quackaga is not from Final Fantasy 16.
Maybe you don't know that. You didn't get to the end.
I guess that's true. For all I know. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm a bit brain foggy. I think it's mostly just not getting enough sleep. I definitely need to do what you've done. You've taken initiative and gotten the CPAP, and I need to do the same thing.
Remember how chipper I was this morning?
Yes, that's scary, actually. I don't know if I can even handle myself being that way, but I need to find out from like first-hand experience whether it's worth it. So, but yeah, I don't know. Other than that, doing pretty good. I feel pretty good about what we've been doing over at Giant Bomb this week. Like we got stuff where we're just like, yeah, we're hitting this game, hitting that game, getting stuff up, getting stuff going.
Making that content, baby.
Making that content, played that
Sweet,
King Kong
sexy
game.
content.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff happening over there. And then yeah, I'm also feeling like pretty good place with the games recently. Finished Spider-Man 2 before the embargo was up, so we could talk about that. We had that review go up on Giant Bomb, and now I'm almost all the way through Sonic Superstars, which means I'm going to be well positioned for when Super Mario Brothers Wonder launches later this week, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Okay, can we not just so we can't get codes because Giant Bomb and GamesBeat are on their do not touch list. Clearly, by now this must be a big enough Nintendo podcast. Can we get codes through this at this point?
Mike, no.
No?
Mike, it's they know it's you.
But they're not. But they don't know.
Okay.
The PR knows. I don't know if
the real thing here
knows.
is that they've locked it down so much that they're not. It's like Fort Knox with this stuff now. You have to have a special Switch, and they have to give you a special account.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like there's all this.
I don't even want to do that.
Right. Yeah. And
because of me.
Because of you, yes.
It's like not
That's
even
how. That's what we were told. Because of you, and so now
I didn't do anything.
And so like I think Lucy was like we were supposed to be playing Grand Theft Auto when it got or Red Dead Redemption when it got ported to the Switch, and she had to get a special like Switch OLED sent to her because that's the only thing that has the proper security measures on it. And it's like, okay, clearly we're never getting back in. That's what it feels like.
I would just love to know what damage they think I did by saying how many cat shines were in Bowser's Fury.
I always think about that story where there was a big press event for the Nintendo DS, and I don't know, it was in America or something, but there were a lot of Americans there, right? And then Nintendo DS has PictoChat. And people are like, hey, we're going to play around with PictoChat, and what's the first thing someone draws is a penis. And then someone said, we saw the penis go in there and everyone's laughed. And then we turned around and saw Miyamoto and he just looked so disappointed and hurt. And I imagine that's what you did. You made Miyamoto feel like that. You disappointed him and you hurt him.
But I did nothing wrong.
By saying how many cat giants were in the game, which was like
I wish I drew the penis. That would have at least been funny.
I don't know, Mike. I don't, but I will say I don't think I've given up hope. I don't think I'm ever getting back in. And I've accepted it. I've already purchased I keep calling it New Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I already own that game with my own money, and I'm perfectly fine to do that. Whatever, here we are. After Zelda, when Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I'm like, I remember getting Breath of the Wild and having that review and feeling so great to be ahead of the curve on that and be able to come out and like say my piece on it. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I've accepted it with Tears of the Kingdom, so now it's all downhill from here, basically.
Well, they're gonna give me code. They have me do press things still. And
I know.
the people who do the press
the
things
PR
don't know
does
that.
still
I'm
like us. The PR is very
don't.
nice to us. To be clear, they like us a lot. They're they whenever I see them at events, like not even Nintendo events, they come up to us and talk. And Yeah, they're great, and we really like them. But it's not about the PR. It's not really even about us. It's about something in Kyoto happened a while ago. So yeah, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. We're playing that on fucking Thursday night like everyone else, Mike.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they're gonna give GamesBeat a code, and I could like be like, I'm taking this code, but usually that means you have to like wait till actual Friday when the people get into the office to send the code, and who knows if I can wait that long. So, okay, yeah, we'll see. Whatever. I guess I should get over it. Everyone, thank you for listening. This is Last Nintendogs for October 17th, 2023. If you're watching live, please hit the thumbs up button. We appreciate it. You also send in a super chat. Any questions or comments, we will read them during the show. See, we got quite a few already there. Thank you all so much. Jeff, I got a couple news topics here. Nothing too crazy. Would you like to hear them?
Yeah, let's do it.
First off, Analogue has announced the Analogue 3D. This is their Nintendo 64 system. Analogue has made other retro consoles. These aren't like mini consoles. What these are actual machines that play cartridges. So they had the Super NT, which was their Super Nintendo. They had a Genesis. They had the Analogue Pocket, which did Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and other things if you had adapters. This is the quote-unquote newest console that they've done yet, I believe. This is that FPGA or whatever you were saying. That's what you like?
Yes, it's FPGA, and I do like it. Yes, Mike. Field Programmable Gate Array is what it stands for. Gatorade, yes. Gate array. It's basically the gates can be programmed by someone by adding these cores.
What gates?
Basically, a computer chip is a series of gates that turn on and off, Mike. It's little transistors that turn off on and off a million times per second.
Make the ones in the zeros.
1,000 times per second. Yes, the ones and the zeros, the ons and the offs. And basically by arranging these in such a way, and that's a really crude description of what's happening there, but arranging them in such a way you can get them to behave exactly like previous computer chips, usually much older computer chips that, because those would have been, those are easier to hardware emulate this way. But the idea is to get them to act just like an N64, and that's what's going to happen here. They're promising, at least Chris Tabor, who is the CEO of Analogue, is promising 100% compatibility. All the games are going to work just as they did originally, and then they're going to have overclock options so you can get stuff to run better as well. He's talking a big game. It's going to be way better than what Nintendo does with the Switch emulation, and I believe him. I think that's probably going to end up being the case here. I think that for people who are super into this stuff, the Mr. option is very exciting. But if you are someone who's like afraid of any of that and you still want something pretty similar, this is going to be a good option as long as you're willing to spend what's probably going to be a significant sum of money.
Sure, but it is cool. This is going to output in 4K. It's going to have 4 controller ports for original controllers, but it will also be compatible with Bluetooth controllers, including they're partnering with 8BitDo to make a new Nintendo 64 kind of style controller. So that'd be good. And I assume that this thing, right? This is Bluetooth, what Nintendo released for the Switch. I would assume. I don't know, actually. I guess.
I think it is. Yes. Yes.
This thing would probably work just fine on that. So, hey, I think that's pretty neat. I like these a lot. These consoles, Jeff, are not getting any younger. They are eventually just all going to break. It's going to be cool to have solutions like this. That's
the real thing here, is that the work is being done. And because Analogue is a for-profit company, they can take up someone like Kevtris, who is the person who makes these cores. I just completely destroyed my computer.
Cool.
Yeah. Kevtris, who does these cores, he's a literal genius in this space. And giving him the time to really dive deep on one console at a time and ensuring that he's well reciprocated in terms of money for that time. This is a good thing. This work is being done now while there is someone like him that cares enough to do it right. And it's going to mean that we're going to have something that is going to last for a lot longer. Now, of course, it is better when it happens in the open source scene. It is better when it happens with the Mister and things like that. But it's also good that we're getting both. It seems like we're getting both, and Analogue doing this is only going to push the open source scene further as well.
Yeah, I hope this thing delivers. There has been a little bit of a disappointment in the kind of retro hardware community, or at least according to Modern Vintage Gamer, who I trust. The Eon XB HD came out, they make that HD adapter I have for my GameCube, right? My HDMI adapter.
Yes, that sounds right. Yes, yeah, totally. Okay, yeah, absolutely.
They released one for the original Xbox, and it's not great. The games they're
Yeah, I
displaying
heard
are
that.
real dark. You can all look at MVG's video about that because I thought I was kind of excited about this thing.
Yeah, but
apparently
you
no
bought
good.
something else, right?
Oh, that's right. I did get a Retro Tink. Yeah, I got
I'm very
which one
excited
did
for
I
you.
get?
You got the RetroTink 5X Pro, almost
Yeah.
certainly. I think. That's
gonna be
that's very
good.
cool. Yes, so you won't need a lot of these things.
No,
yeah.
well, even that one for my GameCube that I like, it still like struggles with games that switch resolution on the fly, notably Rogue Leader, because it switches the resolution every time it plays one of those video files, and whenever it does that, there's like a couple seconds of black, so it really
You can see
messes with it.
See in chat, a lot of people big fans of the 5X from
Cool.
RetroTink. So yeah,
Plus, I assume I can use this for stuff like my Saturn, Dreamcast, and even like my 3DO if I can get that back going again.
The thing about it is it's very friendly in terms of use, and it kind of works with everything. So yeah.
Yeah. So hey, maybe even Nintendo 64 if I needed to instead of buying this analog thing. So I do wonder how much further we're gonna go. You think Analog's gonna ever make CD drive consoles? Disk drive, I guess, in general.
Yeah, I mean, so there was what was that? I could never remember the name of it. The Polymega, I think is what it was called. That was gonna do FPGA, and then I think they backed away from that, but they still supported a bunch of disk drive stuff through some version of emulation. And people ended up really liking that thing, even though it was like really questionable about how it would come out. I think as time goes on, Analogue probably can make that make sense. Obviously, disk drives are a little bit extra. That's a little bit more to figure out in terms of reliability, and what that really means is more customer service support, because the when those things break, they really break. But I think they probably will end up going down that route eventually. Hey, they did the Sega Genesis version of the Super NT, right? They did the Super NT and then the Analog Mega or whatever they called it. So I think the Sega Genesis one was pretty popular for them. I think a PS1 FPGA console from Analog would be very successful. I never know. You never know like how they compare to Nintendo consoles. Nintendo nostalgia is a little bit different, but the PS1 I would imagine has got to be the one that would actually probably perform as good, if not significantly better, than even a Nintendo 64.
Or if they want to just keep with Nintendo, I mean, could they do a GameCube?
Well, that's
right?
going to take some time before they can do FPGA with GameCube. That's a ways off. Yeah, definitely. I mean, in a cost-effective way.
Gotcha.
These FPGA chips that they're getting, they are coming down in price very slowly over time. But in the Mr. scene, this is my understanding, is that they've been subsidized, like I think IBM or someone that's probably not right. Maybe it's Intel subsidizes many of the price of those chips, and that's really helped make it a little bit more cost effective. But we are pretty far away from an FPGA being able to handle GameCube.
Real quick, guys.
yes.
You asked if they were ever going to do a disk-based drive. They already have announced one. I don't know if you remember the Analog Duo being announced, but that's their,
right. Their
TurboGrafx one.
Oh, they're going to make a TurboGrafx with the TurboGrafx CD stuff?
Yeah, so it's going to be an all-in-one NEC device.
Cool.
The makers
I
of the
completely forgot about
TurboGrafx
that, yeah.
PC Engine. Yeah, but yeah, there is a
Well, if they're
disk
doing
drive
that,
on there
they're
for
going to get to the PS1
TurboGrafx
eventually,
CD.
yes. So,
Right.
Yeah,
but-
because PS1 and Saturn is basically the extent of what you can do with current FPGA chips.
Saturn.
Yeah.
There is the, I don't know if you guys heard, the Mars FPGA is a significantly more powerful one for much more money.
Yeah.
Like even just the Mister style setup is going to be like probably $800 or something like that.
Yep.
But that's where they're going to be able to push beyond that stuff into like potentially stuff more towards like the GameCube game.
Dreamcast probably.
Dreamcast generation, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool to know. But that was my understanding, is that it's just significantly more expensive right now for that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see though. It does keep advancing, and the passion for that that community to produce those cores is still very, very much burning bright. And so yeah, we should be able to see a lot of that stuff continue, whether it does come from a company like Analog or the open source community. But hey, N64, cool console, and I defend it. It's a good system. People, I know you don't. I know it's not your favorite.
I mean, I like to rag on it a little bit. It's a bit of an easy target. Games for it have aged more than games for other systems. Obviously,
Definitely.
there's a lot of neat stuff about the Nintendo 64 and a lot of seminal games on the machine. I will not scoff at playing the Nintendo
it was,
64.
I guess, but it's definitely a time and place console. More so than Nintendo's other systems. It's like in the time and place, it was the right console for the right time, and I really really enjoed playing
the right console for the right time was the PlayStation 1, but I know what you mean.
I mean, I think the PlayStation 1 was obviously more successful, but I mean for its time and place, I was much happier playing the N64 with friends and stuff like that. So I prefer the N64 for that stuff.
All right, next up, Kevin Afghani. Name ring a bell? Well, that's the new voice of Mario and Luigi in Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Made the announcement on Twitter. Nintendo confirmed this. Jeff, we thought we were going to have to wait till the game came out. We got it a little bit earlier than that. Not a ton of fanfare here. And pretty unknown. They definitely kind of went for somebody who didn't have a giant, credit list. He's done some small stuff, some kind of what was it, anime stuff or some
Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact.
Yes.
Voice actor game. Hey, but yeah, hey, that's gotta I don't want to like set this guy, I don't want to like curse this guy, but you have to think that's gonna set you up for life getting a role like that.
You would hope so, right? Yeah, the idea would be like, you can do this for 20 years maybe. I don't know if Nintendo thinks that way, but I would hope that that's a possibility.
So good on him. Now, he says he's the voice of Mario and Luigi. We don't know who's going to be the new voice of Wario and Waluigi, but they aren't in this game as far as we know.
Yeah, but they're in WarioWare here in about a month or so, right? 2 months? When does that game come? Is that December? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe November, actually. Okay. You're right, but soon. We'll find out there.
We'll find out then.
Also, I imagine pretty soon.
Yep.
So I mean, have you like listened to this stuff a lot? Have you been watching these clips? Are you thrown off by the voice at all? Are you pretty comfortable with it? I think me and you, like back when a lot of people were immediately like, his voice sounds different. I think we were both like, does it?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's a different take, but that's still Charles Martin. Hey, of course. And I think that's a fair reading on like what the guy was going for. He's just doing the Mario voice.
Sure, that's what you got to do.
And so I'm fine with it. I think probably playing the game, I might notice it, but once everything gets going, it's probably going to feel like part of the woven texture of that game, and it'll go right through me, and I'll be like, yeah, that's normal. That just sounds like Mario. This is something that was always going to happen eventually, so it happening now, it's not like, I can't handle this. It was always going to have to handle it eventually. Charles Martinet was going to retire at some point in time. So, yeah, I'm totally fine with this. I think I'm glad it's happening in like a big 2D game where it's like, it just ripped the Band-Aid off, just establish that this is what Mario sounds like now, not have like some like weird overlap where a bunch of Charles Martinet games are still coming out, and then like in one weird offshoot Mario game he's going to sound different and like have it stand out there.
Yeah, it'd be weird if like the Mario Golf game was the first time we heard the new voice of Mario, right?
Yeah, like just put a stamp on it right now and say this is it. That's one of the reasons probably Nintendo did make this choice.
I think so.
And it's the right choice. If they are going to do this, yes. But wrong. Yeah, whatever. It's kind of. I mean, this is going to sound diminishing, probably because it is, and I don't mean it that way. It's just a voice. It's just a voice. We'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It sounds like he's doing a good job, so it's going to be fine. Hey, right when we went live actually a little bit ago, Nintendo announced that the second update to F-Zero 99 is coming out tomorrow on October 18th. This is going to include the King League Grand Prix mode with three new courses, including Firefield. And they also add, this update contains the final new tracks. Additional updates will be released in the future. So there will be updates, but it seems like these are probably going to be the last wave of tracks we get for this game, which certainly makes you think that this isn't going to be one of the forever 99s, right?
Yeah.
So probably enjoy your F-Zero 99 while you can, which I know we have been. I think it's a ton of fun. We're getting some new tracks here at least.
Yep, I'll be checking it out again. I never actually played any of the Queen League courses.
Yeah, me neither.
Just got busy with a bunch of other games, right? There's just so much else happening.
Yes.
But like I said, I feel pretty good about where I'm at right now. I'm still playing Baldur's Gate 3 on handheld here and there when I get a chance. But I put the Switch down for a little bit there, so I'll be picking it back up, and especially for Mario, and maybe I'll play some F-Zero like on Thursday night while I'm waiting for that to pop off. I'll play some F-Zero then.
We should do another F-Zero to Hero on Giant Bomb. Just have an excuse to play it again, see these new tracks.
Yep, that sounds great to me. We'll talk about it on Monday.
Cool. All right, so that's it for the news. Why don't we take a quick break? We'll check in on these super chats. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
This is a break. We are a break. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Cool.
You did well. You want to jump in back in?
Yeah, I'm ready to go right back to it.
Okay, let's go.
Me too.
All right, let's go. And we are back. We've got some super chats. Mr. Jack. First one's from Connell Wood, who says, "Want to laugh? Check the Australian price for Sonic."
No.
We were both a little... It's a little surprising that Sonic, what's it called? Superstars, what a random name, it's a $60 game. I like it still. $60 is a lot for a pretty simple 2D game like this.
Okay,
Not that there's
I
any,
know
not
you
that
like
2D
it.
games inherently need to be... Okay, what's wrong, Jeff? What's wrong?
I know you like it, but do you feel the need to say that because you feel the need to defend it from me a little bit? Because I think in a vacuum, you would be a little bit more like, it's uninspired. It kind of is this and that. And like, sure,
No, because like...
I have fun. But, okay, yeah, tell me. I'm willing to hear it.
Because I was just playing it while, like, waiting for this. And I was like, yeah, mostly having fun.
Okay.
Everything you say is true. And I said a lot of those things myself, but I think that it is mostly fine. I don't want to defend it enthusiastically, but
Sure.
I think it's
a mild defense is completely
a
understandable. for this game.
mild defense.
Yes.
And it's just so far from being like something atrocious to me,
Right.
or something
And
worth
it's Sonic's history.
ire or scorn.
Yeah, totally.
But I think most things reflect that. I think even you reflect that. You're not like being weird about anything. No.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, it's not about you, Jeff.
This game has its place, just not in my home.
In the
That's all.
garbage bin.
Other question. Do I normally read the super chats on this show?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I honestly couldn't remember. That's why I had to ask. The next one's from Nintendogs. Sorry for asking a non-Nintendo question. It's fine. It's your money. But I was wondering if the Trip Mine, Web Bomb, and Impact Web make a return in Spider-Man 2. One of my only disappointments in Miles Morales was these missing web gadgets. Most of the...
Jeff, they're trying to trap you into saying more spoilers.
Yes. I'm trying to think of the gadgets you get, and I don't think those make a return. I will say that the gadgets in this game are very good, though, and I think you're going to enjoy them. One of my favorite parts about the combat, I will say, fighting waves of enemies by the end of the game gets a little bit rote and a little bit repetitive. Up until that point, for like 12, 13 hours, it's like you just keep building more and more stuff, and you get to a point where you've mastered it so much that when you're going back and forth between the web or the Spider-Man abilities and then the gadgets and then the really powerful ultimate move and then the standard combat, all that feels really good. And upgrading those Spider-Man gadgets is actually one of the best parts of the combat tree there. From Oyazumi Mex. Hey, Nintendogs, what was the first Nintendog breed that you picked when you first played the DS Classic? And was it your favorite type of dog? Dash Hound? Is that how you say that? I never...
Dash, I think that's right.
I said Dachshund. No,
we got Dachshund here.
Yeah, I can't remember. But whatever that, like the vanilla dog from the first crop of games, I picked that one. I'm like, this one looks like a dog to me.
It's like
Dachshund. Okay, thank you, Brian Corliss.
Dachshund. It's called like a King Charles Cocker Spaniel or something like that. It's just a cute little fluffy dog, brown dog. Just looks like a cartoon puppy, like what you expect a puppy to look like. I don't know. I liked that. Not really like, I don't know if I have favorite dog breeds necessarily. Like I don't think about that. Whenever like the few times I've had to go get a dog, it's often I just kind of see what strikes my fancy, look around a little bit. There you go. I will say like, because I mean, even back when I got Penny, I went to like one of those stores. I didn't realize that like they were bad. I didn't know about puppy mills and all that stuff.
And ignorance is no excuse. You're a piece of shit, but keep going.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate your grace and understanding. But yeah, it's like you're just kind of like window shopping. You go by the you're like, that one. All right, sure.
Totally.
She looks cute. She probably won't be barking loud or piss on my floor.
No, that seems unlikely. From El Grug, the cat just left a turd on my floor just a little bit ago, Mike. So
nice.
So solidarity.
It's not just me.
From El Grug, is that Mike Minotti top 3 guest hosts of the last of the Nintendogs? And is Jeff going to beat Sonic by Friday so he can play a good platformer? Yes, I'm definitely going to beat it by then.
Did you beat that boss you're struggling with? Because I got to it in the sand level.
Yeah, I struggled. I didn't really struggle with the one in the water level. It was just frustrating because it's slow moving. You have to wait for it.
That's the one. Okay.
And that was a little bit annoying. But then I did struggle with the sand boss a little bit. Actually, I don't know if we beat that because I was trying to beat that before the bombcast. Now I think about it, I don't think I beat it. I was like,
that's why I was like, as you were getting mad, I was like, what's he getting mad about? I got there. I was like, it took me a while. He got a second phase, and you don't know what you're supposed to do because he rises from the sand and just immediately.
Yeah,
leaves.
what do you do? Just tell me.
So he sends all those enemies, and some of them are blue. You have to just hit the blue enemies before they land, and they just kind of magically shoot at him and hit him. Yeah, I know. Even I was like, okay, that was an accident. I was running around doing nothing forever.
Okay,
so there you go.
All right, thank you, appreciate
Spoilers!
that. Yes, that was that was very frustrating, especially because it's like, oh my god, if I beat this boss, then that zone is done. And I could just move on to the next one when I go to play tonight. But we're about to start the bombcast, so I was like, have a little bit of anxiety. So okay, whatever. I'll get back to it and do that tonight. All right, so let's see here. Continuing on. Did we answer this? Yes, we did answer. Good platformer. I will be playing Mario by Friday for sure.
Oh god, I can't wait. I mean, I guess we can talk about that a little bit. This is the last Nintendogs recorded before Mario Wonder comes out. I cannot wait. You know me, I'm usually not disparaging, but I'm usually like, oh, give me 3D Mario any day over 2D Mario. I cannot wait for this game.
Yep.
So excited.
I mean, when I think about it in the context of this is okay. So if I love Yoshi's Island, but if we accept that maybe some Yoshi's Island isn't quite a Mario game.
Well, it's not. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I think I'm there with you. Super Mario World, and then what? It's all the new Super Mario Brothers games, and that's it.
I mean, do you like 3?
Wait.
Since then, you mean since then?
Yes, since then.
That's what you're saying. Oh, yeah. It's just been the new one since then.
That's actually.
It's been the 4 new games. That's why it was like kind of a big deal when the DS one came out.
That's deeply fucked up. When I think about it that way, that it's been a not a lifetime, but like a generation of human beings could have like grown up and what are we talking about? So yeah, like I'm so excited for this game. I'm putting maybe a really high expectations on it.
This is the first game that they could have called Super Mario Brothers 5 if they wanted to, almost. Like,
exactly.
They could have gotten
right. That's what I'm getting at here. So yes, I am really looking forward to it. Let's see here from Steven Sullivan. Any word when we can expect more Metroid games on Switch? I'm dying to play the other Prime games and Zero Mission. Also, Pikmin 4 is game of the year. I love that game. I do think about Pikmin 4 a lot. I just heard that the Metroid Prime 2 remaster is something they have ready, and it should be happening soonish, but that also is no guarantee because those plans obviously change all the time.
They change all the time, and we know that they were going to. They changed when they were going to release Metroid Prime Remaster. They definitely did. We heard different things, and it came out exactly like what we thought it was going to be, or what Jeff said it was going to be, the big blurry remaster, right? So all the info was right, except for it coming out exactly when he thought it was going to.
And that was it was a shadow drop, and like the physical game came out a little bit after. That it just felt weird in a lot of different ways. Whatever. But now Metroid Prime 2 and 3 is something that they apparently have. And when they're going to drop, I don't know. It does seem like a moving target, even within Nintendo. I think it's a kind of game where if they were to drop it in December or at like the next Nintendo Direct in the early 2024 or something like that, that would be great. I think that's likely.
Why does like specifically the idea of playing Metroid Prime 2 and like Christmassy time, and it's like little Christmas trees on, but the lights are off. Yeah, it's all cozy.
It seems like a good game for that. I agree.
I don't know why all of a sudden Metroid Prime 2 echoes is like a Christmas game to me. But
I know what you mean. I'm right there with you. That would be fantastic. Let's see.
I would love to play Zero Mission. Like, I wish Zero Mission was something I could have played in this time I'm killing in between beating Sea of Stars and waiting for Mario.
Zero Mission though is like the right kind of game for also playing on like Christmas Day after like everyone opens their presents and people are starting to like do that like kind of wind down thing where they're gonna just put on a movie or something. It's like that's like when you read like The Hobbit. You read The Hobbit that day, and you're done with that by the time dinner starts or something like that. Or you play Metroid Zero Mission. You can finish those in the same amount of time, I think. So, all right, let's see here. Baba is me. I finally beat it. that being Tears of the Kingdom. What an amazing ending for an amazing game. Mike, I get a little bit not annoyed. I'm just like, you guys need to chill out. The big Zelda lore fans who just really don't like Tears of the Kingdom story because all of the...
It doesn't connect to the timeline.
Because not all of it doesn't connect enough to the timeline or something like that.
I mean, it did Breath of the Wild.
They're also upset with how it doesn't connect perfectly to even Breath of the Wild. And I'm like,
which is kind of funny.
I'm like, yeah.
It's true, but also who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, it is funny.
They care is the answer. You're allowed to care what you care about, I guess, but man, it's Zelda. And by doing that, you kind of get in the way of enjoying what is actually an awesome story with really cool moments.
I mean, it's a much better story. Probably, it's a better story than Breath of the Wild. I mean, Breath of the Wild was so
the emotions
minimal.
are so good, and it's like, man, if you can't enjoy this, what are we doing here? You gotta like set yourself up for success.
You can't enjoy it unless Fee from Skyward Sword shows up, I guess.
Beef Hammer says, "Let me be angry." All right, Beef. I'm sorry.
So let me ask you this bit of a tangent, but how are you feeling about Tears of the Kingdom's Game of the Year chances? Do you feel like maybe it is diminished because we are having some other games that are hitting, and Tears of the Kingdom feels like it's a little bit behind us in some ways? I don't know. What do you think? It's still the favorite? How are you feeling?
I think it's probably a very slight favorite, but it's between Zelda and Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to have a strong novelty argument of this is... A lot of these ideas are long existing, but this is doing it in a way that feels new and bold to a lot of people, even though I'm sure we can point to Divinity Original Sin to having a lot of this stuff in there. Whatever.
Well, the DNA, just not the production values or the mainstream appeal.
Right,
in a lot of ways.
And that stuff matters in something like a Game of the Year vote. I'm just not going to be at all surprised if Baldur's Gate 3 wins Game of the Year at a number of outlets, including the Keeleys. But yeah, I think Zelda's probably still the slight favorite because it's Zelda. It's a big name, and everyone played that. And that's going to give it a big advantage in something, especially the Keeleys, where it is a part of it is a kind of a popularity contest of if it's a game that a lot of people play. That's why I think Spider-Man 2 is going to have a very good chance of getting nominated because everyone's going to play that.
Right. That game's getting nominated now. It's funny because we said this was going to happen with Spider-Man 2. You've been playing it. I haven't played it yet, but I'm excited now. Where, even though we knew it was coming, they're showing trailers, and we just couldn't get excited about it, even though we're like, we like these games a lot. It'll probably be great. Yeah, that's what happened. What are your predictions right now for the 6 that are going to be nominated for the Keeleys?
All right. Help me remember everything here. So there's Zelda, Baldur's Gate 3, and I do think Spider-Man 2. I wish I could just go say Wonder for sure. I think Wonder might have a chance, but I'm not positive.
Other games that reviewed very well this year, or notable. Starfield. Do you think Starfield gets in?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think enough people just aren't into it.
I think it's a game that burns very bright for a smaller group of people, and then I think most other people are very happy to stop playing that game. And so yeah, it's gonna have a tough chance getting nominated.
Street Fighter 6.
No, I do wish, but no, it doesn't really stand a chance.
Resident Evil 4 remake, Jeff.
It's very unlikely.
You got 2 more spots. All right. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at you, but I hope that you are prepared, Jeff, for the mother of all Mikey meltdowns.
Absolutely, yes, and you will have earned it. All right, you will have earned it if that goes down that way.
You are prepared.
I'm not going to be prepared, but
Resident Evil 4
will welcome
does get nominated, and I have to hear people tell me, "Well, it's a remake," even though Resident Evil 2 got nominated and should have won that year. Whatever. Okay. Sea of Stars. You have 4 right now. You have 2 spots for 2 more.
It's on the bubble. Let's see. Diablo 4, I don't really think so.
I don't think Diablo 4 is happening. I think the post-launch has been unpopular.
Phantom Liberty, I think probably not, but maybe a better chance than most of these, actually.
Final Fantasy 16?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the last 2 spots are nebulous enough. Like I get those first 4. It's like, of course. But then there's like, okay, what else does get in? Is it a Starfield? Is it a Pikmin 4? Pikmin 4 is probably going to get snubbed also, and I'm not going to be happy about that.
Okay, here's the one that I'm not sure about, and it's Armored Core 6.
Right.
From Software, and I don't think... Listen, it's not a Soulsborne game. if that was the case, it would be guaranteed to be in Game of the Year and probably guaranteed to win. But it is still From Software. And I think that there's a strong chance that From Software momentum, like they've won with every game at the Keyboards, they've won every single time for the last 3-4 games.
Sekiro won over Resident Evil 2 that year, and I'm not gonna come after Sekiro, but Resident Evil 2 should have won. Now that I've been playing that game,
it's a very good game. Yes,
very good game.
Sekiro's actually incredible. So.
Sekiro's very good too. I know, but I don't know. There's part of me. It's like I'm just like so. I've become so Resident Evil coded lately that I'm just like, how they got to get something for these ridiculous Resident Evil games that they've been making. But I'm on a whole train with Resident Evil 4. It'll be interesting to see. It's hard to really pin down because there's a lot. It feels like there's going to be no room for any strays this year, right?
Yes, it's going to be tough for even that one indie game that always sneaks in to sneak in this year. Sea of Stars
has the best chance probably so far.
Yep.
And we'll see. Like there's a lot of excitement about that right away. Has that died down? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right. We can move on.
Okay, let's see here. I have the super chats back over here. From Adam GC, is that where we're at? No, okay, no, there we go. From Kevin. How many cat shines are in Super Mario Brothers Wonder?
69.
Then that was their first super chat. Thank you so much, Kevin.
You.
From Adam GC. In all seriousness, that Nintendo blacklist shit is a shame. Their loss on the best Nintendo community and analysis out there. Yeah, thank you.
Adam.
We appreciate that. But we're doing just fine without it. It's okay. It's not we never expect that. It's where we don't feel like we're owed it. It would just be very nice, very nice.
It'd be fine.
Yes.
It's just Or also, I don't know. It's. I mean, I don't want to be like, hey, do it because we'll give you good reviews. That's not what I mean. But we usually like Nintendo games quite a bit.
Absolutely. Yep.
So whatever. The hell's that?
That sounds like us getting locked up again.
That's a jail cell. I was like, what the hell's going on?
That was very loud. From El Grug, why didn't Mike wait for the RetroTink 4K? Because he's going to use it for streaming, and you're not going to want anything 4K in the chain for that. Not really. So that would just be overkill.
It's going to be on this screen like right in front of me. It's not for my living room. No.
He says, also, aren't FPGA, N64, PS1, and Saturn cores in the work for the Mister? My Life in Gaming stream some of it. Yes, it's definitely in the works, and that stuff's probably going to be in a really good... It's going to be in really good shape by the time the Analogue N64 thing launches, for sure. Mister's not for everybody.
The Saturn core is not finalized, but did just hit the public release, Jeff. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't, but that sounds very exciting.
So it's,
I might go grab that.
It's what people might call beta as far as like open source software goes.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab that. That's very exciting. That stuff's going to be getting better and better and better. But Mister's not for everybody. It just isn't. It's not going to be the thing that most normal people are going to want to pick up. I think it's great for most of the people who do care about this because they are the kind of people who would go mess around with an emulator and stuff like that. But there are going to be people who just want the analog. Connell Wood says Sonic is $100 here, while Mario is $80. Sega. That's how they finished that. Sega. That's fucked up. Where do you live? Is that Australia?
That's Australia. That was the first super chat.
Right.
Was about how, okay. Huh.
Man. Okay. I'm sorry about that.
That doesn't seem right.
Suppose I was gonna say, well, Japan's closer to Australia, but Sega's in Japan too. So I don't know, man. Sorry.
Yeah, it's messed up.
From Dominic Malta. Jeff, I love seeing you on the Full Nerd podcast. Thank you. I love those guys. That's a great show. It's a great site over there. They are for PC hardware. They're the ones. They're the sane people in the room. I always say that, but I really mean it. They have the correct takes and they don't overreact like every YouTuber. And most of the time in the PC hardware space, when those YouTube videos pop off of people being like, Nvidia's on fire, I get why they react that way, but PC World is actually going to give you the adult take on that. Gadget Mike 21, less or more Activision games on Switch now is their question.
I mean, there were surprisingly decent amount of them before. Like they would port stuff like Tony Hawk and Crash and all the Spyro and Diablo 2. And
it's a tough one to answer though, because we're going to be the Switch 2 here in a little bit, and that kind of changes the arithmetic a little bit. And I think it changed in favor of more games coming to Switch 2 from Activision.
Yeah, Overwatch was on Switch. Remember that?
Yeah, I played that for a little, like a hot minute, for like a week or something, and had a pretty okay time with it. I wonder what it's like now. Let's see. Gadget Mike 21. Oh, no, that's the one I just asked. The Uncharted Wolf. Did Mike not like Final Fantasy 16? I've gained respect for him. He likes it, right?
I like it. I got something else came out. I had to play that. Then something else came out. I had to play that. And then it's just, I've been bad with living room gaming. I've been getting a little bit better with that because like I had Sonic and Spider-Man. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to do that. You know when I'll be doing a lot of living room gaming again is when I get the Christmas tree up in that room and it's all cozy in there.
Sure,
and that's the room I
room.
actually want to be in again.
Yeah.
So look, if I don't finish Final Fantasy 16 by the end of the year, then I will shave just my mustache off and have an Amish beard or something. I'm going to beat Final Fantasy 16. Don't worry.
Everyone timestamp that for me. From XCore, who re-upped their membership. Shout out to you, XCore. Says, what's good, beef and cheddar, gentlemen? Nothing much. What's good with you?
Thank you. For your membership.
Yep. And feel free to join the membership here on YouTube or go to patreon.com/GameMess if you want to support us a little bit more. Mike, that does it for the super chats for now. If you want to take the show back over.
Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to take another little break here. We'll come back. We'll see what questions we got from the community.
We are on a break.
We did it,
Thank
everybody.
you.
You wanna jump back in right away?
Yeah, we go right back to it.
Take a leak.
No, I'm good. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And we're back. Jeff, I got quite a few questions here from our lovely patrons and Twitch followers and wherever else they came from. These people that somehow have the ability to post in our super cool, super secret Discord, which you can also join there, by the way, if you do join our Patreon over at patreon.com/GameMess. But would you like to hear these questions, Jeff? I'm sure they're going to be very insightful, very deep, very meaningful.
I would love nothing more.
DMC Depressed Me Crying says, if you trapped your co-host in a Groundhog Day situation where they were forced to live the events of a video game over and over, what game would you put them in? What would they need to do to escape? And what would the moral lesson they should learn from the experience be?
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you know that cat cafe game that came out on mobile a few years ago?
Oh, no.
It's like super duper cozy,
That's
and
disgusting.
everything is like done by like petting the cats. I would put it, but this is how immediately like, how can I torture Mike Minotti?
How could you do this to me? Fine, you're getting set to only the Destiny Island section at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts forever and ever.
Okay,
and the lesson you're going to learn
I
is
didn't know it was a mutually assured destruction scenario here.
The lesson is that Kingdom Hearts is good. I don't know what the lesson is. You'll learn it though. Casual says, Dear Jeff, it's 2023. Why the fuck hasn't a new sandwich been invented yet? Grubb. Very specific.
Fucking, just such a good question. I don't know, man. We got to talk to the sandwich artist and see what's going on over there.
And Mike, Goombaya, my lord, Goombaya, Minotti. What's a dish you make if you're trying to impress someone? Probably. Barbecue is always big, like a giant hunk of meat. So I like to do a full brisket or just something like
would
ribs.
be impressive, actually. Yes.
Yeah, that impresses people. Just doing a giant thing. Even pulled pork impresses people, though. Even though it's incredibly easy, right?
Yeah, I think I would. It's not going to sound impressive, but I think most people would be impressed by like how good it tastes actually, and they would be surprised. Some instant Japanese curry. You give them the grocery store, put some good chicken in there, some good rice, and mix that in with that Japanese curry, and it always hits the spot. It's always surprisingly delicious.
Chaos Pump Kaboo says, howdy, fellas. I have a TV set up just for my PlayStation 3, Wii U, and 360. I caught myself referring to it as my retro HD TV. I hate that. What do you suggest I call this setup? I kind of like retro HD TV, so I may not be able to help you. I don't know. Like, it's true. Man, you could have a cool retro gaming setup on an HD TV now, huh?
Yeah, that's messed up. I did actually.
The TV.
I actually did just get the thing. Is it a plasma? You just go. I'm gonna go to the plasma.
The plasma. The Plaz.
Going over to the Plaz, baby.
There you go.
I'm with Mike. Retro HD TV station is too good.
I like it.
I like it too. I'm sorry you hate it, but I understand. I get it, but I think you have to accept it.
Adam Juice says, Dear Jeff, Grubb then Ratio Grubb, and Mike Minonachi sequence Mitch. Without looking at a Switch controller, tell me this. Which shoulder buttons are the R right and R and L, and which ones are the Z
I
R
can do this
Z
for you.
L? Why did Nintendo do this? What does the
I
Z
know
stand
exactly
for?
why they did this.
Do you have any controller lance that you find hard to grasp? Thanks, love you.
I had a GameCube, so I know what happened here. Like
Yeah.
the R
I
and
know
the
why they did this.
the R and the L are the back ones. They're the triggers, and then the bumpers are ZR and ZL because
Right.
that's where Z
Well,
was.
Because we had Z on the Nintendo 64,
Yeah.
and then they're like, we only need one Z button because that's all we had in the 64. So we only had 3 shoulder buttons on the GameCube. Love the GameCube, but it has weird quirks like
Is that
that.
wrong? Am I wrong? Actually,
That's not how the GameCube controller is laid out, Jeff. The Z on GameCube is R1.
yeah, that's what I said.
Oh shit.
You were talking like they were the triggers, though.
No, I did not. I said the R and the L are the triggers, and the bumpers is the Z. It's
Which
literally
is, which is wrong.
That's
It's
wrong.
the
Okay.
opposite.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's not. The bumper, yeah, he's right. Z is like the right bumper.
It's
You know what a
R1.
bumper is?
So wait,
R1 is a
you're saying
bumper.
two different things.
Yeah, because you are saying two different things.
All right. No, Jeff said exactly right. He said that R and L are the triggers, and that ZR is the right bumper. Just because Z was the right bumper on the GameCube.
He's grabbing a Pro controller. We're gonna sell this right now.
No, he's right. What part did you have issue with?
Mike, the Z's are the triggers on a Switch
Yeah, the C's are
controller.
the trigger.
I'm looking at my Pro controller
Oh,
right
that's the
now.
part. That's
yeah,
the part.
C's are the trigger.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, shit
Yeah.
then. I don't know why they did it this
Yeah,
way.
you're wrong, you stupid
you're wrong.
asshole.
I thought we were
okay.
only arguing about the
He's up for
GameCube
now.
controller.
But then you said it. Okay, I was just very confused with the wording. All right. Okay. That's okay. That's really weird. Then they did it that way. I don't know.
I
I don't
don't
get
know
it.
what they're called.
That's the question because it's a very stupid decision.
I have one right here, actually. I don't know why you had to get sent there. Oh, look at that. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care what they're named. I just hate that games treat the bumpers like they're the defaults and not the triggers every time. That's what bothers me.
That is why they do that too. Okay, now we should have known because we were just complaining about this the other day that they on most Nintendo games on emulators they treat the L and the R bumpers like they are the trigger positions because that's how they're named. And Nintendo always just goes with how things are named, and that's very frustrating.
It's very frustrating. It's very stupid. All right. Next one is from Mr. Bower. No, it's not. I was off here. Next one is from Octo. It says, hey, Columbros. Excuse me. What has a creepy passion for anime ladies? This Gaia. Oh, this guy. I get it. I think we're supposed to do that. That's cute. Jokes aside, Mike, stop trying to get John Drake to remake good games. Better remake bad Disney games that had potential, like PK Out of the Shadows. What game that missed the mark would you like Disney to take another crack at? Oh, Epic Mickey. I wish that Epic Mickey was like actually everything I wanted that to be when that concept art first leak of like a decaying Monstro the Whale with a half-demolished spaceship Earth on its back or whatever. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Epic Mickey's what I always wished was better because whenever I have tried it, I'm like, this is just kind of disappointing.
Mr. Bowler says, hey, Nintendogs, how are you feeling learning the fact that the new voice of Mario and Luigi, Kevin Afghani, will be turning 27 years old next month? Yeah, I guess he's not allowed to be Mario after all. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, we got to stop this. Someone, please stop it.
27? Oh, my God. He could be Mario till we're dead.
Yeah, he's going to outlive us. Yep.
Alex says... Where are the Mario hobby games? We got sports. I need Mario in an apron making some gabagool. What would even be a fun way of doing that? Like Mario cooking mama, cooking mom Mario. I'm so upset about freaking the new voice of Mario till the day I die. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that if Mario is going to do these hobby games or these sim management games or whatever, Nintendo would try to put their own spin on it. I don't know if there's a better way to do a cooking mama than what they already do. So I don't know if they would even try.
Lenny, Cool Dick Denver says, hey, Jeff, my football team is the best in the NFL Grubb. And Mike, they're only the best after what my team did to the 49ers in audio.
I'll take it.
Good stuff.
Yes, that was crazy how good that was.
It was so weird watching a game where like all the bullshit went our way.
Yeah, I mean, that's the really weird thing with the Lions too. They've historically been treated so bad by the refs, and to have like things kind of go our way, this is weird. Something's gonna happen. The rug is gonna get pulled out from underneath us here any second.
As two people who wanted games to be shorter and have worse graphics, because Twitter's bringing up this quote again, when are you guys going to play the new King Kong game or make Dan play it? Edit. This was written before you made Dan play it. So my new question is like, how's the weather, I guess? Pretty chilly here, but in a nice way.
Yep, and a very crisp fall weather right now.
That game looks like trash.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. But it's bad in a way that's very fun to watch someone else play.
Yeah. Beef Hammer says, Mike has got questionable feelings since seeing Elephant Daisy Minotti and Jeff imagining what Elephant Mario would have been like and crying Grubb. What the hell happened to Toadsworth? He hasn't had an original appearance since 2013 in Mario Luigi Dream Team. They keep Toadette, so I assume Miyamoto didn't execute him. I remember Toadsworth was in concept art for the Mario movie, and then I assumed Miyamoto was like, nah. You know what? I think in this case he's right, actually. Toadsworth never did much for me. Kind of a loser.
Yeah, fuck Toadsworth. Go to hell. Eat shit, Toadsworth.
I just kind of equate him as a character in the Mario Luigi games who would talk a lot and explain shit and tell me what I had to do, and it was always boring. So, yeah, Toadsworth can go to hell.
What was his last appearance?
The last Mario Luigi Dream Team. Well, not the last one, but Dream Team, I guess. Not even
hasn't had an
paper
original
one.
appearance since 2013. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think Mike might be right that he's just so associated with tutorials and over-explaining everything that he's got a bad association now, and they don't want to use him anymore.
What was his first game? Was it Sunshine? That's because he like talked there.
That's the first time I remember seeing him.
Right. It was pretty big to do. Like, he's the talking character in the Mario game. And then he showed up in a bunch of stuff after that for a while. But like they always kept him with like a distance. Like, you weren't going to play as him in a Mario Kart or in like a Mario Party, right? Even a Mario Kart, because they let every secondary Mario character get in that eventually. And they're just like, nah, not Toadsworth. Again, that's a character. He did show up in a lot of stuff for a while. I think he was in Thousand Year Door, so I suppose we'll see him again when that comes out. There's that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'm excited to see you again, Toadsworth, even though I just told you to eat shit.
Yeah. Chuck1991 says, Dearest Mike, I let it slide because you're not as big of a Wind Waker fan as I. Whoa. Well, I love that. That's my favorite zone.
Well, let's see what he's about to say.
But Nintendo is not going to simply drop the Wii U version onto Switch. The Knuckle, Tingles Brothers, side quest in the GameCube version was tied to GBA connectivity and was required for 100% completion. The Wii U replaced the Tingle tuner with the Tingle bottle. Despite changing the Knuckle quest accordingly, there was zero in-game explanation. Instead, hoping Miiverse posts would clue in players to the quest. They 100% will go and replace the Tingle bottle with a new Switch gimmick. The question is, what could it be? I mean, okay, you're right. They're going to do something about that. I don't think it's going to be like some big thing, you know?
Yeah. What could they do with the IR camera to replicate that? What is this thing? What did you have to do? Just connect your Game Boy Advance and like play a mini game or something?
Right. So the Game Boy Advance used to connect, and like the Tingle tuner was used to like drop bombs, and I can barely even remember. But then they replaced it with just Miiverse stuff. Yeah. Essentially, instead of that, where you use the Tingle item to post to the Miiverse. I didn't remember it being mission critical, but maybe side mission critical. Sure. There's a lot of ways to get around. Okay, so yes, they aren't going to be able to just literally port it. I mean, of course not, because you have to, change the UI, because obviously it's not going to be a Wii U game anymore. They're going to have to make some changes, but it's not going to be like what they did when they made it for the Wii U, where they were changing a lot of the graphics and replacing textures.
This is something they could address pretty easily.
What they should do is not fix the music, but I do not like the sound quality of the music. I think it sounds pretty cheap. I want it to either be orchestrated or at least better. We get better approximate orchestrations now than what we had in that GameCube original. So that's what I would like to see improved. Next one here is from Vision49. Says, hey, Mike, Sonic Enjoyer, pejorative, Minotti, and Jeff, well rested after taking a life grub. Look, I wasn't saying that like Jeff would sleep better than normal after killing someone. I just said that if all of us at Giant Bomb had to kill someone, Jeff would get the best night's sleep comparatively to everyone else.
Right, it would still be rough.
It would impact him the least. Is all I'm
That's just because I would forget about it because the ADHD.
Yeah, exactly. You get banished to a desert island and get to choose one console and can only play its platform-exclusive games. What are you bringing and why? It's platform-exclusive games.
Okay.
okay, let's say that, like, by the way, like some stuff that's a little like fuzzy, like Breath of the Wild. Like, do I not get to play that because it's on the fucking Wii U? I guess not. I don't know. It's probably Switch.
It probably is the Switch because you get Odyssey and the 2 Zelda games, and I don't know. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I enjoy. I mean, Pikmin 4.
Yeah, Smash Brothers, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah.
A lot of games.
I would be okay with like a lot of Nintendo's consoles, but especially like the Game Boy Advance, I think would be very good for me.
Yeah. I guess Switch probably. And then see, Adam GC says, "Hey there, Mike Degeneration X Minotti and Jeff Degeneration 9 Grubb. How big do you think Switch 2 will need to be to fit its rumored specs? Hoping Nintendo doesn't have to sacrifice too much of Switch's svelte profile, although I wouldn't mind a bit of extra girth in the Joy-Cons." We would all not mind a little bit of extra girth in the Joy-Cons, if you know what I mean.
It's probably going to be not much bigger than it is now. This is mobile hardware. It's going to be relatively small compared to stuff like the shrunk down laptops that are the Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally and stuff like that. So yeah, relatively small.
Bench JC says, "Hey dogs, do you think we get more than 6 nominations for the Game Awards Game of the Year this year? There are just so many games."
They should do 10. They should do 10 games.
Can we do in between? Can we do 8? 10's a lot.
What the fuck is?
I'm tired just thinking about 10
on this
games.
one.
Although, you know, we'll get an amazing orchestra medley. That's always so good. Oh my god, if I don't hear fucking Bullet in the Blade, the end credit song from Resident Evil 4, if I don't hear that performed at the Game Awards, Keely and I are officially feuding. We like actually have a problem, and I'll have to say something next time I see him.
I'm scared. I'm scared about what you're gonna do.
You're gonna know that song rules. Hello, Eden says, "Dogs, arf or woof?" Obviously, woof.
I like a good arf every once in a while, but Mike's right. It's woof.
Yeah. Woof, woof to my dogs.
Yeah,
in
woof,
fact,
woof.
Belated birthday bop. Hey, happy belated birthday bop says, "Woof, woof to my dogs."
Happy
If
birthday.
Taylor Swift broke up with Travis Kelce and ended up dating a Nintendo character, who would it be, and why would it be Funky Kong? Thanks as always. Have a great...
Travis Kelce is the Funky Kong of the NFL, by the way, Bob. So
yeah, okay,
good point there.
I don't know. Look, I'm not super up on Taylor Swift's dating life, but it's been all over the place, right?
Yeah. She's got to write new songs, and she writes songs about her ex-boyfriends, so it's just new material. Good for her.
New material, baby. Let's fucking go.
Fucking out there on that grind.
Let's go.
All right,
Absolutely.
okay.
Tay.
Yeah, let's go to the usual funny choice and say Waluigi then.
Yeah, there it is.
Funky Kong's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, Funky Kong's great. I like that a lot.
Captain Falcon, actually.
Oh, I could see that. She's eating a beefcake right now, so maybe she's getting back on that beefcake stuff instead of like the skinny boys.
Oh, Captain Falcon or Groose?
Yes.
Groose is on the loose.
And then he just starts showing up to stuff with her, and obviously she dressed him or whatever.
She's dated like a himbo before, right?
Oh well, yeah. Travis Kelce's kind of a himbo, so yes.
Okay.
He is definitely Groose coded, Mike. Yes.
I can't believe I'm proud of myself for having such a good answer.
Groose is the best answer anyone would have possibly had for this.
Groose. All right, perfect. I gotta be careful of the Taylor Swifties. I kind of want to see that movie. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like want to see what the fuss is about.
Yeah, I have no problem with this, but why?
I don't know. It seems like everyone's having fun. It's like, well,
okay, no, that's a good answer. I get it, because sometimes I get curious about when I see people having fun, and I'm like, I'm gonna look into this.
I don't really recall like a single performer being this popular, like being so obviously the most popular like musician performer in the world in a long time. I feel like
there's clearly been a gap because the monoculture was over a while ago, and now this feels like it is like she is single-handedly bringing it back. Yeah,
what's
right.
monoculture?
Back when there was like 3 TV channels, so everyone watched the same show.
Yes, I got you.
Yep, you get it.
Cool.
Yep, you're reading the question.
Back when everybody watched, like back when like 50 million people watched the Cheers finale.
Exactly, that was monoculture.
Oh, that's cool. Next one, Jump Matt says, "What's your Dream Switch 2 launch title from Ubisoft other than a
Red Steel 3, baby? Let's go."
Avatar 2.
Yeah. It's rushing out for the Switch 2. I don't know. And what do I want from you?
If they actually
Make it
made a
Prince of
nice,
Persia.
like, if they actually made a nice Sands of Time remake, that'd be pretty cool, I guess.
I would accept that. Yes.
Surimi Madden says, "Hey Mike, Lego Knuckles disgust me, Minotti, and Jeff, Lego Amy is my spirit animal grub. In honor of Sonic Superstars releasing, I like to bring up that you Nintendogs did a tier list of Sonic's friends. The way past cool tier includes Tails, Knuckles, and Fang the Sniper, who's back in Superstars. That's right. I was so Fang coded that I was like, yeah, I like this little. I am glad he's back. That is, look, maybe that's why I.
That is one of the best parts about the game. I'll give you that. Like that little guy just doing his thing.
What's your thoughts now on this list? And was the act of making the list of crime against humanity? Yeah, that was fun. We were doing a couple of tier lists. We should do another one on Game Mess Decides sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
This looks pretty good. Yeah, on the top tier we had Tails, Knuckles, and Fang. The tier after that, which was called Good, actually, we had Mighty. I'm a big Mighty fan. Espio, Big the Cat, E102, and Cream the Rabbit. Then Tolerable, the mid tier is what's this crocodile's name? Why am I blanking on that? Vector, the Flicky, Blaze, that parrot, and then that boomerang, the boomerang girl from Sonic Boom. She's like a raccoon.
Did you just say the Flicky, Mike?
Yeah, the second one. That's like a giant Flicky almost.
That's Bean the Dynamite, you scrub.
Oh, hey.
It's Sonic the Fighters. Put some respect on it.
It does look like Flicky.
I know what it's from. I'm begging you to stop self-reporting.
Sonic the Fighters is good, actually. Get the fuck out.
It's so deviant art. Yeah, we get it. We get it.
Then not good. We have Ray the Flying Squirrel. That the other character from Sonic the Fighters who's in Fighters Mega Mix, a dog or something. Please, Sean, I don't want to know his name. Rouge the Bat. Oh, we are way too tough on Rouge. That's before we were horny for her.
Yeah. Clearly now I would have reconciled that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's before we knew that her boobs were poggers.
If only we had known that her boobs were poggers.
And then that albatross from Sonic Riders.
I fucking hate that thing. I'm sorry, I hate it.
Yeah. Well, then the worst tier. Why were we so hard on Amy that we put Amy in the bottom? It's because
I was probably on something. I don't know.
You were on something. You were anti-Amy that day.
Yeah.
Charmy the Bee, Shadow, and Silver. I have to say, putting Shadow in the same tier as Silver is not right. Actually,
that's not fair. Fine.
That's not fair. Silver is so bad. God, what a terrible character. Chip. That sidekick from Sonic Unleashed, I really hate Chip.
Disgusting.
Chip is my least favorite, my all-time least favorite. And then some other free Sonic Riders character I don't recognize. I don't know the name. I don't know the species. It's purple. It's purple.
The species is purple. You're right. I want a clip of Mike just saying, "That parrot!" From earlier. That was pretty good.
Dr. Ryan says, "Yo, my dogs." Finally secured an Analog Pocket with that Game Gear adapter. I've never played a Game Gear in my life, but now that I'm looking for some hot recommendations. I was able to pick up Sonic 2, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Triple Trouble, Castle of Illusion. That's a very good one. X-Men and Ren Stimpy at the Portland Retro Game Show last weekend. Are there any of the go-to games I should start to hunt out?
Shinobi.
I was going to say GG Shinobi. Yeah, you should get GG Shinobi.
That's the good one. What else is there?
There's a Tails game that I like. There's two Tails games, so you gotta be careful. But
when you say Tails games, you're talking about Tails of
Sonic character.
No, you're talking about
the Sonic.
Really?
I'm talking about the Sonic character.
Really?
He had his own Game Gear game. He had two of them. One was bad. You want Tails Adventure?
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
like a lot of them are just like surprisingly decent versions of Genesis games. But what's the point now? Like, yeah, Gunstar Heroes in the Game Gear, surprisingly not bad, but also. The Shining Force Game Gear game, I think, is its own thing and pretty good. In fact, they remade it on the Saturn at one point, which is interesting.
The Atari Lynx had a Top Gun kind of game. I can't remember what it's called, but I think that came to Game Gear eventually. It's like Blue something, and it's surprisingly good. When I played it a long time ago, I'll try to see if I can find the name for you.
Yeah. If you can find Land of Illusion, which is the sequel to Castle Illusion on Game Gear, that's also very good. But yeah, I think that's about right. Chat might have some other examples there. All right, next up, We have Velocity Prime 1 who says, hello, Jeff, distracted by Sports Grub and Mike, Meme Master Minotti. Mario is transformed into a tanuki, frog, flying squirrel, penguin, and now an elephant. Which animal do you hope Mario next wears the skin of for a power-up? Yeah. It's interesting with the elephant because like nobody is even I barely even thought about what his abilities would be as an elephant. I was just too distracted by the fact he was an elephant. He played the game and he has like some water stuff with the trunk and he's obviously very heavy, but it's not like Cat Mario where it was like it felt like this whole suite of things. So I'm curious to play it and feel just how useful Elephant Mario does. If it's going to be a thing like Cat Mario, where it almost feels bad when you're not Cat Mario in 3D World, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that from what little we played, but yeah, I always wonder how they sort of think about the balancing of these things, because it's like, yeah, you definitely most of the time you're going to want that power up, but how's the gameplay when you don't have it? And is it still fun? They usually do get there, but I don't know.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I will say this about the new Mario games. I liked that flying squirrel Mario just fine. That was a nice power up.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good one in terms of the abilities, and I think it looked cute. And I liked. Is this where is the new Super Mario Brothers games where Luigi turned into a fox? That was cute.
Fox. Oh, did he do that instead of a tanuki?
Yeah, I think so. Yes,
I think that's right.
That was cute as well. I don't know. For these things, they maybe get away from some of the mammals. I mean, I know obviously they've had frog and stuff.
Well, we've had a frog, like a snake. It would be someone chatted snake.
Yeah, some kind of lizard creature would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Before, what if there was like a gorilla suit and he had like Donkey Kong abilities all of a sudden? That'd be kind of neat.
That'd be cool. And Donkey Kong falls in love. That'd be cool.
What's your favorite Mario power up?
It's the Tanuki suit.
Yeah, I knew you were basic, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff got me good when I was a kid.
I like Cloud Mario from Galaxy.
Sure.
I love Cloud Mario.
I like the bee suit from Galaxy. How about that? Is that good enough?
Yeah, actually, it's pretty good. That's a great one. Crouching Kringle Hidden Krampus says, who would play King Dedede in a live-action rendition of Kirby?
Kevin
Robert
James.
De Niro. Oh, Kevin James is good. Yeah, he'd be making that face a lot.
Making that face a lot.
Somebody make that edit of that meme that of Kim and James going around doing the please.
I gotta get that there Kirby. I gotta get that there Mall Cop.
Robert De Niro's pretty good too. That'd be
thank you.
Thing.
I am funny.
Yeah.
Jamie H1224 says, do you think Zelda and Mario will be absent from Switch 2's first year in the market, or could we still see a 2D Zelda and 3D Mario to contrast this year's releases? Don't know about Zelda. I think we will almost certainly see a new 3D Mario in year one on the Switch, if not as a launch game. Very likely launch game. I mean, what else is going to be? It's got to be something. Can't be a 3D Zelda game. Can't be a 2D Mario game, right? It's got to be. They got to be doing that. Next one here is from Hosp, who says, hey, yo, dogs, got any Castlevania tips? Bounce off a couple very quickly and want to get on those GBA titles proper for Halloween. Yeah, like, don't be afraid to, like, look up a guide, look up a map online, like, see what it suggests you do. Don't be afraid to kind of get that help. And for these games, people make very good, very, like, phone-friendly guides for these kind of things, so that's fun. If you want something simpler, if you want to get a Castlevania experience that is a Metroidvania, playing Super Castlevania 4 is kind of like the most approachable version of that classic Metroidvania or Castlevania formula. So there's some tips. I don't know, Jeff, you have any?
I think I'm trying to read it, like he's saying, get on that Castlevania tip, bounced off a couple very quickly, and want to get on those GBA titles proper for Halloween. Is he saying he didn't play the GBA ones yet? Because those ones I do find to be pretty sticky. So
I don't know if he's played them yet. He just said he's bounced off a couple Castlevanias, but he wants to get in the GBA. So I don't know which one he's played and didn't get into.
Right. If you really want to get into one, the one Aria of Sorrow probably is the one that's going to be like the most immediately satisfying, I think. So yeah, maybe just go for that.
Jackie Lantern says Ocarina of Time turns 25 next month. How delicious. Yeah, it's funny that, we are 25 years after 1998, one of the best years ever. So all those games from that year, Half-Life, Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear Solid, Grim Fandango. Grim Fandango is turning 25 later this month. Then this year is just also one of the all-time great years. It's nuts. Then Spoon 64 says, Hey dogs, do either of you gents have any love for Diddy Kong Racing, and do you think we'll ever see it on NSO? Yeah, I mean, love maybe a bit much. You know, me and kart racers in general, I like them. I never love them necessarily, but I liked Diddy Kong Racing. That was a fun game. Had surprisingly good single player content. I hope we see it on NSO at some point.
Yeah, I played a ton of that game when it came out. It does have good single player stuff. It's very cool to unlock, like the rooster character. I can't remember now because he was so much faster than all the other characters. I think it was a rooster, maybe it was something else. And I don't know. I played a ton of that. I think there's a chance it comes pretty soonish, probably in that next batch of games.
Then Max says, "What discontinued fast food item needs to make a comeback?" And Arby's has a very good white cheddar mac and cheese that they've had a couple times. I think it might be like a winter item because it's gone away and come back before. So I'm hoping it returns once again. But very good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing is, I always wanted to try more of that McDonald's pizza, McPizza. When it was
The
around.
McPizza.
But it's like, also, I'm like at a point where I'm not gonna. If I go to McDonald's, I'm not gonna get a McPizza. I'll go. If I really want pizza, I'll just go to a gas station like a normal person.
Yeah, of course. Teriyaki Blue says, "Woof woof, big dogs. It's now been officially over 1 month since the release of F-Zero 99, and I still think about this game every day. It's been a stacked year for quality games, but do you think it makes your personal top 10 for 2023? I think it could make my top 10. It might be a little sketchy, and it would probably be towards the bottom. I might have to actually think about it, but I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. When I look at it, like when I think about that game, I'm like, yes, I had enough fun that easily, obviously. But then when I know once I start putting this list together, it is going to be so packed that there's a chance that'll be one that gets cut.
It's like, am I really going to put that above like a Hi-Fi Rush? In terms of games that are probably hovering around 10.
That's tough.
It's tough. Tokyo Game Life says, "Do kids actually want to buy Metal Mario plushies, or are these exclusively for people who were 8 when Super Mario 64 came out?" Well, as somebody who I think was exactly 8, actually 10, yeah, man, I want one of these.
Yeah, I want one too.
Bad.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll say kids are surprisingly like ready to jump on anything if it looks vaguely like the thing they like. So I think some kids will be into this just fine.
Always Be Clothing says, "Dear Jeff, washing dishes in the forest Grubb, and Mike can't be fixed Minotti. What is the longest amount of time you would be willing to wait for a theme park ride? Also hit me up if you want any Disney World Halloween merch." Oh, thanks always. I'm going to be there beginning November. I'm good on Halloween stuff, actually. I'm more, if I get like merch that's seasonal themed, I'm going to get the Christmas stuff. I've waited it better be a pretty new ride and one I'm really excited about. But even then, Jeff, I don't know if I could really wait more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I think if I'm by myself, I could probably wait up to 2 hours. If I'm like with other people, I get more anxious about how other people are feeling. And that's definitely all in my head, but that's how I feel. And then I'm like maybe an hour and a half at the most. That'd be pretty tough, but yeah.
Yeah, beyond that, it gets pretty ridiculous. And it's like, look, I know I'm going to be back at Disney World. And at some point, this ride won't be quite as crowded. So I can wait usually.
Yeah, for sure.
Isaac Clark says, "If Jesus Christ played Smash Bros. Ultimate, who would be his main, and would he ever let one of the disciples defeat him?" His main would be Sora from Kingdom Hearts. And no, he would not let anybody beat him. You agree, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, you got the canonical answer there. You've been to church more recently than I have, so you would have heard what the pastor had to say. Priest for you.
Joyzy says, I'm going to choose to pronounce it like that. Joyzy.
All right, I like it.
Joyzy says, "Please each list your top 3 Nintendo villains you would like to see get the Bowsette treatment." So just which ones we want to see turned into a busty, cleavagey Princess Peach. Wart.
Yeah. I mean, let's just go all Super Mario Brothers 2. Mauser.
Yeah. And Birdo.
There you go.
I feel like I'm missing something. I'm missing a trick here. What about that giant sword from
Super Mario RPG? That'd be pretty cool.
Imagine a sword with tits.
I do that every night. So yeah, that's easy. Thank you for asking me to do it.
Isn't that such an aggressive word? Every time I say it, I don't feel good.
Tits is pretty aggressive, yes.
Pretty aggressive.
Because it's like, it's weird that you're not saying show
sword?
me. Show me your tits.
Yeah, show me your boobs. You know what? I think for Game of Society, by the way, maybe we should do, not Rushmore might be hard, because might not be enough. Maybe we should top 10 best villains, since we're, all Halloween-y.
Cool. I like it.
We haven't done that, have we? Chat, help me out if we've done that. I don't
Yeah,
think we've done
someone tell
anything
me. I
about
don't know.
best villains. You let me know. Shoji Koto says, hey there, doggos. What is the best type of sandwich? A plain one. Just cheese, meat, and a sauce.
Yeah, a woozy woo is probably the best kind of sandwich.
A roast beef sandwich. A beef and cheddar. There you go.
I think Italian. If you lean towards Italian sandwiches, when you get the peppers and a spicy mustard, and you get those spicy meats on there, and tomato, and not a lot of like lettuce and stuff. There could be some lettuce, but not a lot.
Yeah, there can't be.
Yeah,
Can't be
I don't know
none
if that's a good sandwich. That's a satisfying sandwich.
Laser Wolf says, dear Jeff, the Lions are winning the Super Bowl. Let's fucking go. Grubb and Mike, sorry you're a Browns fan, Minotti. Hey, we're doing okay despite some big injuries. If Microsoft ends up making new Spyro Crash games, is it possible they come to the Switch/Switch 2, but not PlayStation, given how family-friendly Nintendo systems are? Oh, it's more likely that they come to Switch than PlayStation. Yeah. I mean, those other games all came to all those consoles, obviously. Yeah, I could see that happening. I think it will probably be just Xbox or all three of them, to be honest, but I'm not sure.
Yep, I think that's exactly right. I think it's Xbox or all three of them. But if for some reason it was only going to go to one other console, it's more likely to go to Xbox than PlayStation. Or Nintendo Switch rather than PlayStation, excuse me.
Monte Cristo, that's a good sandwich. Sorry, I was thinking about sandwiches.
Yeah, that is a good one. I like a French dip.
Yeah, from Arby's.
Yeah, from anywhere, but especially Arby's.
Swiss.
Yeah.
The Paper Mario Wolf 5 says, hey, Jeff, Sonic's #1 fan Grubb, and Mike liking Sonic is cool again, Minotti. No, it's not. With the hype around Spider-Man 2, a lot of people have been saying Insomniac are top 5 game developers at this time. I ask you, dog, what are your all top 5 game devs? Mine are From Software, Nintendo, Insomniac, id Software, and Sucker Punch. I feel like, yeah, Nintendo, Insomniac, and From Software, I'll probably go with those three. Then Capcom, also. And then, I don't know, I'd have to think more about what my number 5 would be in that scenario. Maybe Square Enix, I don't know. They're so hit and miss. They make stuff I like a lot. But yeah, the 4 are very easy for me, at least. Saying Nintendo is kind of like cheating here.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
Yeah, I think
Supergiant, yeah.
Nintendo at this point, yeah, From is actually in there.
Yeah.
Insomniac is very close.
Insomniac has got to be in there. They just don't miss.
Yeah,
they do things that seem effortless when other people are struggling to make their game 60 FPS still.
Yeah, I think I would probably put Respawn in there, especially if I could do like Respawn, like that crew that was Respawn in Infinity Ward. I'd probably be pretty good on that. It's
weird how me and you were like, we're big Jedi Survivor defenders. We liked it more than most people in or Jedi Fallen Order, but then Jedi Survivor, and neither of us have really. I don't think either of us have beaten it.
I really want to get back to it, but it's been difficult. There's too much else to play. But I'll get back to that. I will. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to most. And then probably Capcom, actually. Yeah,
Capcom's so good.
Yep.
But Bikes and Bruce says, if I want a controller with back paddles for both PC and a replacement for the Nintendo Pro, would you go 8-bit do? Playing Tears of the Kingdom, my Launch Pro D-pad was kind of driving me nuts, not always doing what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the 8-bit do ones would have the ultimates that have the back paddles. They're good enough. Yeah, if that's something you want, go for it. It's affordable at least.
JD Camp says, starting to plan out and test recipes for Thanksgiving. Besides the normal staple, what dishes should I consider and try out? I'm Italian, so I like having a Thanksgiving lasagna, but I don't know if a lot of people do that. But I think it's kind of a fun little different thing to put on there. But I kind of want the staples. I'm interested in turkey. Yep. I'm interested in stuffing more than anything, right? Even and I know I just disparaged mashed potatoes, but I do want some mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving for sure. I want all the brown Thanksgiving food, all like the gray and brown stuff. Like, hey, keep the green beans out of here. I don't really have any room for that. And then give me that brown gravy so I can make it all even more brown.
This is 100% correct. Yeah, Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday because I like those staples so much. So
Yeah.
Yeah, give me turkey with gravy on it and mashed potatoes and stuffing. And I'll do corn and
You can go find like a gimmicky casserole, and people will think that's fine.
yeah,
like,
yeah. You could do
whatever.
you
Cheetos casserole. I
You
don't
do
know.
mashed potatoes and you could do scout potatoes and stuff like that. There's
I
yeah.
was just watching Food Wishes, which is a YouTube food guide. He made a ground turkey casserole that had a tater tots on top of it. Make that.
There you go. Yeah,
There you go.
really put
Food
yourself out
Wishes.
there.
It looks easy, and I bet everyone will like it because people like tater tots. Next is Gigantes, who says, "Happy Tuesday, beef and cheddar amigos. What is your most anticipated game for the rest of the year?" Oh, Mario Wonder, and then like Mario RPG at this point.
Same.
Right?
Yeah. I keep thinking about, oh man, if we get it on the other side of all these other games, then it's Super Mario RPG time. Let's go.
Yeah. I am pretty excited for Alan Wake 2. It's weird because everybody's excited for that now. Like that, there's more hype for that game than I thought there would have been at the start of this year. But it keeps showing really well every time we see it. I think everyone has a lot of, I think everyone's kind of believing in it.
Yep, I think that's right. But for me, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Super Mario RPG.
Next one is Big Tony. My dogs, Hogwarts Legacy is still coming out this year, according to Nintendo. Are we going to see another Mortal Kombat 1 disaster?
Yes.
Thanks. Probably.
Almost certainly.
Well, they took more time with this at least, right? There's got to be something to show up there.
It'll be a slightly less of a disaster, but a disaster nonetheless.
I'll call my shot. I think it's going to be a surprisingly good port.
Okay, you're going to be wrong.
All right, we'll see then.
All right, cool.
Drewmid says Nintendo remakes are on the menu, dogs. Here's a tough question. Are there any treasured games you would like Nintendo not to have a remake? Perfect to be left as is. Well, I know Sean will get upset, but I really don't need a remake of Super Metroid. I think that game is just absolutely perfect the way it is. No notes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Even like the thing, I know it's not perfect, but I don't need it to be. It's perfect to me.
Yeah, I think Super Metroid is a good one because if they were to update it, I'm afraid they would ruin the visuals, or diminish them slightly if they were to like make it a 3D on 2D. I know Metroid Dread was great, but I don't need Super Metroid to look like that. Super Metroid actually still looks better. So that's a pretty good one. I don't know. It'd probably be something along those lines. Honestly, the Game Boy Advance Mario and Luigi games, when they remade those, they did ruin the visuals. So it's like, don't
made it look worse.
A lot of those Game Boy Advance games look as good as they can possibly look. Don't change anything about them. So yeah.
All right. Next is Turbo Sean says, "Boys, I have one question. It's a Donkey Kong plush.
What is
he's
happening?
got a handle coming out of the his tailbone, and then one of those like suction
a
cup
butt
sticky
plug.
things coming out of its ass. It looks like a butt plug. So he's having a good time, Donkey Kong.
It's
To
called
be clear,
it's
the
called a
question
striking
is,
service.
What is this, Jeff?
Ah, there you go.
Wow, it's a butt plug.
Sorry,
There you go.
stole my thunder.
That's a
there.
kink.
Yeah, that's a kink. That's what that is. That's Donkey
We
Kong
did
just
it.
having a good time. All right.
Yep. Okay, well that's it for that. Why don't we take another break? We got some more super chats. We'll talk about what we've been playing. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, be right back. I am gonna grab a drink.
Just in time.
Potty.
Oh, what a goal. Holy shit. Argentina's the best team ever.
You watching soccer?
Isn't it? It's just nice for me to live in a country that's won 4 World Cups. I think that's what really sets us apart. To those ones that only won 3. That's pretty pathetic.
It's so funny.
Yeah, and I thought only you would actually really appreciate that. Otherwise, it's just kind of
That's
stupid.
hilarious. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Oh, man.
Okie doke. All
Okay.
right.
Sorry, I'm watching this match. I'm my bad.
No, yeah, you do
What's
you
good,
do your
chat?
thing. Absolutely.
It's
What's
okay.
going
Just
on?
probably watching hockey.
I just did
We all
watch
got a
hockey
thing.
highlights. Yeah, just for like a second there. I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah, I
not
watch-
even NHL. It's the Swedish Hockey League, where a Red Wings prospect is playing really
fuck?
well. So,
What?
I mean, listen, he's going to be really great
I mean,
someday.
if you like the sport, like I do that shit. I
Palika,
watch
yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
From anywhere.
The Swedish Hockey League's really
there's
good.
a match going on the TV. What I'm gonna do is just not watch it. Like that's fucking incredible.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of my teams are doing well right now, so that's fun. That's actually pretty wild that everything's kind of lining up for once.
Okay, it's like football, but on ice.
Yeah,
And
pretty
we
much.
stayed.
And
It's pretty much the
extremely,
same.
extremely, extremely fast. Yes.
Yeah.
We get more super chats. We did.
What happened? When did?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike's gonna go watch Love Boat, and when he gets back, he's gonna tell us all about it.
It's gonna be a love, but no, that's his house.
Hey, why is that Donkey Kong got a butt plug in it?
It's a hammer.
So, from Supper Mario Broth on Twitter, this is an extremely rare, officially licensed 1996 Donkey Kong Squeaky Hammer plush
Yeah,
from
it's a
Japan.
hammer.
The hammer is embedded in Donkey Kong's body so that he must be held by the handle and struck downward against a surface to produce the squeaking sound.
Hell yeah. I mean, were butt plugs a thing back in 1996?
Jeff.
I think butt plugs has been
I-
a thing ever since humanity started.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Anything
on
can
their
be a
ass.
butt plug.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm like. But was there a prominent enough culture around? Like today, you make this thing, and someone in your office is going to be like, "That looks like a
think
butt
our-
plug."
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
like now, back in the day, our poison brains will just keep with us. Now we just put our thoughts outside our brains all the time.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So,
That is
like,
what I do on Twitter.
Now we see it more.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're back. Jeff, can you read some more super chats, please?
I can. Let me just get this Donkey Kong
Please,
butt
right
plug.
the bag? Would you just do it?
This butt plug
For
off of my
once?
screen and then go over to
Come
the super
on.
chats. Willow Davis has to say, would you rather tickle Mr. Mime or consume Toad?
Yeah, I don't want to kill and eat Toad, so a sentient being. So I guess I'll tickle Mr. Mime. What? Come on.
This is easy. I would love to tickle Mr. Mime. He deserves it.
To be clear, it would be incredibly unpleasant, and I would
love
not
it. Let's
like
go.
it. No.
Actually,
no.
I'm thinking about it. Like I'm imagining
No.
what if Mr. Mime was over there on my my chair over there, and I had to go tickle it. That would be so terrifying. That would be so
No.
scared. So
Man.
no, thank you.
Did they know about butt plugs in 1996?
I literally just asked the same thing. And I'm like, I know people were sticking stuff up their butt in 1996, right?
Wait, I thought you were making a bit. We're like, oh, I was
I didn't hear it. I
It's
didn't hear
gone.
that. I
One
just saw
fucking
that
brain
tweet. I thought
cell, I
this-
swear.
We're buddies.
Like I know people were sticking stuff up their butt in 1996, like for
Yes,
sure.
maybe even before that.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know.
Who knows? I don't know. The 80s were pretty uptight. But I just don't know if like someone like in the office would have been like willing to say that's what that looks like. It's probably you
Yeah.
keep your head down and don't admit that you know about that. So I don't know.
All right, more super chats, please.
From Uriel Delgado, thoughts on Cream the Rabbit's mom? Very human-like. All
Yes,
right, well,
no
let me
notes.
go ahead and take a look here.
What's her
Image.
name? Sean probably knows.
Cream
Sean, what's
the
that rabbit's name?
mom? Oh yeah, look at that. That's
Oh,
okay.
it's vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla.
Yeah,
of
because
course.
they're all like pudding.
I get it.
Sure, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's very
Also, total
very good.
MILF, by the way.
Absolutely. From EP Idiot Box, what Mario creature would you smoke like a brisket? Goomba. Goomba meat.
Yeah, that Gooba dumper meat.
That Goomba dumper meat. I think
Yeah,
that
pork by
looks,
Goomba dump.
looks like it would be pretty delicious. And then JD Camp says,
dumper.
when are you going to go to Dollywood? I would go to Dollywood immediately. Dolly Parton's great. I love Dolly Parton.
I think they opened up a new hotel there that's kind of like
What are you gonna say, Mike?
themed to look like I want to say Fort Wilderness, but what's that from Disney World? But seemed to look like a lodge, like a national park lodge.
Sure,
That's it.
okay,
I had to think of the
Jesus
real
Christ.
thing and not the Disney thing. That's why I was struggling there. Yeah, and I would like to see that. I mean, I'd like to go to Dollywood. It's a lot of coasters and stuff. I think it's not necessarily about the theme as much. I don't know. I've never been there.
I would go.
I'd go for sure.
From Burrito, video game question, guys. Why is it that both Square and Enix separately made some of the best RPGs in the 90s, but since their mergers seem to be, as you said, hit or miss, mostly miss IMO?
I mean, that was a good time to make
Yeah,
a
games,
lot of
it's hard to make
RPGs.
games, right? It's just harder
Right,
to make
yeah.
those kinds of games these days, I think, is kind of the big thing. And also, those were the early days. Like, it was easier for a lot of reasons. It was easier because the technology was like smaller, so you had to do everything at a reduced scope, which made it easier to be ambitious with like the story and stuff. But also, a lot of people hadn't seen that stuff before, so it was easier to win them over.
Yeah, but they both still do make good games, especially when they are trying with those big franchises. Dragon Quest XI was incredible. Final Fantasy VII Remake was incredible. They can still do it.
This is also maybe a little bit of survivorship bias, right? Where you don't like the ones we think remember for the 90s were the good ones, and it's very easy to forget the bad ones. So yeah, I don't know if that's survivorship bias, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure.
Mike, that does it for the super chats. We are all caught up. Back over to you.
So it sounds like you haven't really necessarily been playing a lot of Switch
Sonic
games lately.
Superstars is a Switch game.
It is a Switch game. We haven't played it on Switch.
No,
but,
I haven't played it on Switch, but I've been playing it, and yeah, I don't know, man, $60 for that game on Switch, it's tough. But if you're a super duper Sonic fan, I do think this game will mostly work for you.
It is.
That's what the reviews say. I mean, a lot of people who are Sonic fans out there are saying exactly that. I think someone
There's
over at the
nothing
VGC gave it like a 5
surprising
out of 5.
about
Yeah,
Yeah.
not surprising.
There's nothing surprising about it, and I wish that there were some more chances. And like the things that they do that are new or either kind of inconsequential or not great. Like the new Collect the Emerald mini game is this weird grappling hook nonsense that feels random. Like the Chaos
Has
Emerald
that not been
powers are
anything
fine.
before the grappling hook?
No, that's completely new.
So
Completely
so the
new.
thing I'm remembering from is just playing it at Summer Game Fest. Okay. all
Yes.
right, okay,
Yeah, you played
weird.
that at Summer Game Fest.
It
Yeah.
came from Sonic Forces.
Oh,
All
really?
right, so it didn't come
That
from
is
a real
what the
video game.
avatar
Well,
does in Sonic Forces. And kids
yeah.
like that, so they just.
I mean, he
cribbed that
had a
mechanic for
grappling
this.
hook. That didn't play like
it has
that.
it has the lock on and everything. Mike,
All
just
right,
on
all
this one.
right. Sonic Forces callback, huh? Okay, sure. Yeah, it's a 2D song. It's not as good as Sonic Mania, and that's a problem because that's still pretty fresh in my mind. But it'll do fine as this thing I'm gonna play once and probably not think about very much after that, which is hard maybe to justify $60 for because it is still the length of a 2D Sonic game, which is not very long. It's gonna take like 4 or 5 hours to get through it, right? Unless you're like obsessed with, I don't even know what 100%ing this looks like. It has a multiplayer mode, not just a co-op. It has like a battle mode, which was like mildly fun, but again, something I don't imagine myself playing it more than once or twice. There's a lot of good games this year, Jeff. This one's going to be forgotten pretty quickly. Like you said, it's going to be cute for the Sonic fans and for kids who always like Sonic a lot. It's not going to stand out in any way.
Yeah, Addy wanted to go back to Frontiers today after playing some Sonic Superstars. So there you go.
Is this from the show?
No, it's from Deviant
This
Art.
picture of cream? Oh, okay.
No.
Jesus.
So,
I mean, vanilla. Excuse me.
Yeah, in chat, I posted a picture of Vanilla in a flight suit, jumpsuit, leather jumpsuit, because when she's riding her hog. And then it's from an artist on DeviantArt called Jean with a Z. And TurboSean very quickly, as though thou doth protest too much, said it's not him. So I think we know what's happening there.
You have no evidence, no proof.
Mike, that's really all I've been playing that's Switch related. I'll get to F-099 this week and just kind of keep eyeballing Mario. That's where I'm at. But I got to get Sonic finished, so that's what I'm doing right now.
To kill time while waiting for Mario, I've actually went back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge and picked up that DLC, which gives you 2 new characters. It's 2 characters I'm not super familiar with. It's a rabbit, kind of like Vanilla, but he's like a samurai rabbit. I can't even remember his name. I know he was from the cartoon, but I didn't really remember him. And then this girl who I don't even think is from that cartoon. She was from one of the other cartoons. Didn't really recognize her. They both played well. The rabbit actually played really fun. He has different aerial moves. Instead of doing the dive kick, he just has an aerial combo he can do. It kind of almost makes him feel broken in a pretty fun way. But the cool thing is that, similar to Streets of Rage 4, this has like a roguelike survival mode.
Oh, I like those a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Usagi Yojimbo. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know that.
So
character.
he's like, that character was like not even just turtles, right?
He's like from the comic expand, like the comic book company that writes Yojimbo wrote, I think, was also involved in the Turtles comics, but he's got his own comic book series. Yes,
that explains it. So yeah, he's really fun to play as. But yeah, and you have this roguelike mode, and it's great. I think it's pretty similar to that Streets of Rage 4 one. You clear out a room of enemies, and you get to choose between two different things. One of them might be to get your health back up, but one of them might be you're going to turn into one of the bosses. Like you're going to be Shredder until you run out of Shredder yourself. And Shredder's not going to have a full move set, but he has some stuff. He's powerful, and it's basically like free health because you get to play as him till you run out of health with that. So yeah, that stuff worked really great in Streets of Rage 4. It works really great here. That is still a very pleasant beat 'em up to play.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that the beat 'em ups are really cool to get that long-term support, and when they keep adding new characters and new features and new modes, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to play this with, like, when I have that friend over that plays beat 'em ups with me, and that might be once a year, but now the game's been updated a ton and there's all this new stuff for us to do. Like I've had that experience, and that is fantastic. And then there are people who will play these games over and over and over again, and I'm glad they get that kind of support.
Man, I kind of feel bad for Double Dragon Gaiden, which I liked, but it wasn't going to play a whole lot of, and it feels like that really suffered from kind of being a smaller game releasing in 2023.
Yeah, it's a roll of the dice, like what's going to work and what's not. I mean, what's not going to work is any game that is perceived as not worth the time or money. Like Lamplighters League, that game got kind of crushed.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's a lot going for that, except for that 65 on Metacritic.
Right.
And it's like you can't overcome that. There's no overcoming that in 2023.
You know, that company that makes those kind of stealth top-down strategy games. They made Desperados 3, and then they made one this year. It had a bad name, but it's basically like pirates.
Okay.
Ghost Pirates
That's
or something.
Right. Yeah, totally.
And people liked it, but it's just like not enough.
Yep.
It's rough. All right. Well, that's about it. I don't think we got any more super chats, right? We're good. Oh, Me was the studio. That's right, Brian. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, totally.
Yep. All right, then. I think we are ready to get out of here. Me and you actually have to record a new Columbros. Well, let's do that.
Yeah, we're going to do that right after this.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. Jeff, we got Blight Club tomorrow. I'm gonna try to beat Mortal Kombat Special Forces. We gotta get you ready for your next excursion, whatever that might be.
Yep, I'm all over the place with my guesses now. I really don't know what to think. I do got my Xbox 360 though, so I got my E over there. It's kind of fun how cute and little that thing is compared to the original Xbox 360.
And I haven't busted out a 360 in so long.
Yeah, I'm like, it's HDMI, so it's like really easy to get up and running. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to like mess around with this a little bit.
That's why you got to have your retro HD station or whatever
exactly.
that was.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So we have that. The Thursday, we're gonna do. What do you think? Mount Rushmore, just like top 10 best villains. What do you think is gonna make me better?
Let's double check, make sure we haven't done it before. But
Chat's saying no. Chat said no.
Okay, let's do Mount Rushmore, and if we really feel we need to make a top 10, we'll do a top 10.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
I don't know. I think we're gonna do something. Don't worry about it.
My Dixie wrecked.
Mike Minotti, Mike Minotti.
Super bad!